We also talk about the power of content marketing, right? Are you telling stories or are you helping them solve challenges through content marketing? Are you bringing solutions? Like in today's world with disruptions, right? People don't just buy from people. They look at your solution, you and your product as a solution. You have to become a solution and you have to help them answer their questions. We talk about customer service. Customer service could happen, after they've bought from you, but before they buy from you is where this comes in, where you're already sharing information with them, you're educating them, you show you care about them, you show that your solution is here to support them, and you be with them on the journey, on the purchase journey, right? So content marketing is something people don't invest enough in, but with global competition right now, everybody's competing for the attention of the same customers that you're going after. The way to set yourself apart, different, and to win is through the content you're putting out there, the stories you're telling, the message you're putting out there, and people perceiving, um, you know, what it is you can do for them. That's the way to compete better in today's landscape. You can't just assume that people would come to you because you're right. No, you need to actually start helping them solve their biggest challenges and then building that relationship with them before they actually buy from you. It's also important, and people don't see this enough. Like in the world of international trade, if you're operating locally, word of mouth and other informal means of spreading the word might work. But in order to reach a global market, a global audience, you need to leverage, I mean, it's an opportunity to leverage social media and some type of paid advertisement to make sure that you're reaching people beyond your natural network, right? Because part of what you're trying to do is to expand your reach, right? Expand the people you're reaching. Today, you might be reaching a handful of people, but how do you grow? How do you expand that cycle of influence? How do you keep expanding and pushing and pushing and pushing, right? And how do you tap into networks beyond your reach? And those are the things that we've done. We've done it so successfully over the years, and we've grown, and we continue to grow because we tell our story, we teach people, we educate people, and the information we share. Even just yesterday, someone reached out, for example, on Facebook and say, "Hey, I don't know you, you don't know me, but I saw some of your content. Please, here's my number. I need to talk to you. This is what I do. This is who I am." And I was like, "Okay, okay." Um, this person might fit the profile of somebody that I might be able to help. So I picked up the phone, I mean, just yesterday, and I called the person, and the person in introducing themselves over the call, this is what they said. Someone posted your interview on Al Jazeera in they called it the Chamber of Commerce group that I'm a part of. And I said to myself, I need to talk to this person. Okay, let me explain that again. This person reached out with their phone number and saying, they found me, right? Right? This is what I'm trying to say is, how do you put your message out there that your message does work for you over and over and over and over again? It does take time commitment. It takes a whole lot of time commitment to put materials together, to teach, to educate people. But this is what I'm saying. Through the content that we've put out there and we've published, somebody who I don't know probably watched it and said, "Oh, this content is relevant to the community I belong to. Let me post it and share it with them." And when that person shared it, this individual in that community, which is not my community, right? The community where this was shared, I'm not in that community, I'm not in that circle. But my message and my content, the content we've put together, got into that network, and people in that network came to the conclusion that they needed us, that they needed us. And part of what he then said was, Toyin, this is something I'm working on. We'd like to officially invite you to be to speak to my community at this event. We'll still send you official invitation, this and that. But I just wanted to make sure I got in touch with you, that I communicated with you, because the work you're doing is relevant to me, and not just me, to my community. That is the power of not just content marketing, but the power of social media. Again, it takes a whole lot of work and commitment to get it right, to invest time in doing this work. But this work serves you in many ways, in many, many ways that you may never be able to personally reach. It reaches people that are beyond your natural reach. And if that content is found valuable by people, they will be more inclined to broadcast it on your behalf, because the content at the end of the day is not really about you anymore. It's about them, their need, and what they're trying to accomplish. So make sure that your messaging is relevant. Like, a lot of times people use social media, people are not using it to advance their goals. And that's fine. I mean, there are times when I'm just chilling out, right? But how can you make sure that you're more deliberate? If you're going to spend time on social media anyway, why don't you just use it to your advantage? Why don't you use it to tell your story in a way that represents you well, right? Why don't you use it in a way to make money for yourself by offering services? What do you enjoy doing? What do you enjoy doing for other people that you never know they might be willing to pay you for? You could be an advisor for them, right? How do you advise them? But if you're not messaging in a way that helps them derive value and for them to consider to connect with you, then your message is not working for you.